one I'm in, it's just nothing. I mean, it's a bunch of retired doctors and lawyers and stuff like that. And it's $25 to join, and then they divide it up 3 ways.
It makes it fun. It gives you something to care about for a while.
Well, you do. Kind of a distraction, a good one. You start following other players. And normally, as long as it wasn't someone on the Chiefs, I wouldn't worry about who's injured or.
Right. Amber, good morning.
How are you?
You want to come on up and tell us about Comms Coach?
All right, so good morning, thank you guys. Last time I spoke with you a couple weeks ago during my study session, I brought up Comms Coach and I went into detail about what the program was about, but I know you guys hear a lot of information between now and then. So just a quick recap for you, this program will, on the quality assurance side, it'll, what we call QA, basically go back and review every call that we take within 20 minutes, all radio traffic. So currently we have a lot of times like structure fires are our big one that the fire department wants some feedback quickly on. But by the time I look into the call or have time to do it, it's a couple days out. So this will give us that feedback within 20 minutes so we can look at improvements sooner, or that feedback cycle. Also, quality assurance is something that sometimes 911 doesn't. Currently how it works is the dispatchers get feedback on some of their calls like a month out. And it's hard to make corrections on things when you're getting feedback that late. It's just a time constraint of other things that the director does. So this program will be doing that automatically for us. The dispatchers can get that feedback if there's something that needs to be corrected right away. On the training side, as you guys know, our staffing levels are low. So this would allow us, when new hires come in, it also has those simulations that we can be putting them on for call practice. So hopefully we could train more than one person at a time. Another benefit of the call simulations is some of our dispatchers don't ever see those high priority calls. Thank goodness, that's a good thing for Dickinson County. But like we have one dispatcher that has been here almost 7 months and hasn't performed CPR. And that's something that if you don't, when you actually have the call, it's tough to do it to offer that great customer service. So this is just some examples of what good things this program could bring to us, the capability to do. Overall, those costs for us would be $13,450 a year. It's not out of the general fund. It's something that we can use out of the 911 funds. Currently, there's over $100,000. I know that sounds like a lot of money, but when upgrades come in and stuff, it takes a good chunk of that money. So we're constantly trying to build it up. But because it is training, it is quality assurance, it can come out of those funds. So I'm just asking for your guys' permission to proceed with that purchase.
I assume next year we'll have to, it's a yearly fee,
Yes.
right? Okay.
The cost for Comms Coach itself would not go up. They would lock us in at their price, but $3,500 of that cost does go to Equiture, which is our recording software. And Comms Coach can't guarantee that Equiture's cost would not go up.
Okay.
And that expense would continue to come from the 911.
That was my next question. Is that sustainable?
Yeah, so we would not have to endure like that in the general fund in the upcoming years. It would still come out of the 911 fund that we get reimbursed for. So it's an opportunity that would not come from our local property taxes.
And if we ever decide that it wasn't a benefit to us, or we could do something in-house or a cheaper option, it's not something that we just couldn't discontinue. We're not signed into a contract to stay with them for so many years.
So that's set in statute, the 911 fund fees that are coming in off of your cell phones and used to be landlines. So a certain 90 cents, I believe, comes to, or no.
I don't know that cost. I know it comes in about quarterly.
Right.
It usually stays about the same.
Mhm. Yeah, but we do pay for other expenses out of there for the trunking lines and the phone lines into dispatch, because that's an expense that's allowable.
And
We're very restricted on what we can and cannot spend out of it.
yeah, also like utilities to run dispatch and stuff like that comes out of the 911.
It sounded like it'd be sustainable to allow this
Yes.
program. One last question.
Yes.
Is there any competition?
I like friendly competition. Are you talking about?
Is there any other
Oh,
provider? Sorry.
So, no, you're.
I don't know where we're going about this.
We can do it in 18 minutes.
I only know of two other companies, the one like for like a quality assurance package with the recorders, and they are coming at a much higher price tag. When I was talking to Janelle about this, they first quoted us at 25,000 a year, but if we signed by the end of October, they would come down to 13. I was quite shocked by that, like how a company just knocks off half price, like, wow. And compared to those other two companies that I've looked into for Salina, as I was leaving, we were looking into a program of this sorts for the quality assurance, and it had a little bit more investigative package for AI stuff, but they were much more expensive. I learned of this company's name through an ABCO forum. So we follow ABCO standards here, so your email gets quite full of junk email from ABCO. Sorry, ABCO, if you watch this. And many times, doesn't pertain to me, so I delete it as you go, because I say they blow up your inbox quite well. But one day it caught my eye before I deleted it. It was talking about training multiple people at one time, which is something I'm interested in doing. Because I use that at times. And so when I clicked on it and read through the forum, this was the company they were talking about. And it had over 100 posts from so many different agencies that also use this company and liked it. And then I started looking into the demos and what they could do. And it's all built to our agency. So if you guys chose to move forward, they would help us in-house build it to what our dispatchers are used to already, their quality assurance looking like and the required questions.
Okay.
Plus it interfaces with Equitur, which is our recording software, and that's a key component
Correct.
for this as well. So,
And then I'm hoping for like discoveries of court and stuff where it takes some time on my part to go find those calls. This is already QA'd all of it, so I believe I could just speak into it what I'm looking for, and it pulls those calls right up for me instead of hand searching for.
It sounds like it's sought after and competitively priced.
Mhm.
Just wanted to ask.
No, you're fine. And then, like I said, I haven't ever seen a company that brings that QA side and the call simulation. I'm quite excited about the call simulation.
Any questions, commissioners? I believe we have this on our.
it is on the agenda.
So I'll just hear back later from you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very apt to want to do it, so I don't know where everyone else is, but it seems like a pretty logical
Okay.
thing that you need to help train, especially that we're low on staff, and you literally might be training two at the same time, so.
Yeah, so we're starting, sorry, I lost my words. Oh, we're starting interviews next week.
Mhm.
So we have 8 potential candidates. We got our board, and if I knew we had this program, although it takes at least 6 weeks to build, so it might not pertain to this next group coming in. But I'd like to be able, if we had good candidates of those 8, to hire more than one so we don't lose them.
Sure. Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
You did send us a report here a few weeks ago, and I appreciated it because it kind of gave us a kind of overview of
Yes.
the types of calls that you receive.
I haven't got there for fire. Yes, so.
But anyway, I found that interesting and helpful, and it just reminds me, and I hope others are aware of the scope of all the types of different calls and situations you handle.
Yes.
And anyways, amazing.
Will you be at staff day?
I
Or
perhaps
staff
will.
development day?
Yes.
Well, you'll look forward to my presentation. I have a
Oh.
couple examples of the type of calls that we take.
Okay. Oh, man, we can't miss out now.
We gotta go, there's a story. Gotta hear it. Thank you, Amber.
Thank you.
We'll wait for John for a little bit. I don't know if anybody has anything you want to talk about till 10 o'clock.
Did you get the email? I've got you registered for that. Okay, perfect. Let's make sure.
Got an email from them too, I think, unless that was you.
So when I registered, yes,
Okay.
when I registered, I put you, yeah, that way it's to make sure that you have
I
it.
was just making sure, I was like, okay, yep.
Yep, perfect.
What day is that again?
It is October the 11th.
Better let my wife.
Yeah, you better put it in your phone, just to be safe.
No,
And I thought there would be an invitation coming, but yeah.
It probably will. What time does it start?
It doesn't say, but I believe 6. Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes they have a reception beforehand, but the other thing is too, they'll have groups of tables. I don't know if there's 8 to a table or so approximate. But you just never know who you'll end up with. And I mean, it can be, someone that's supporting the Eisenhower library and foundation and so on, and they're from other parts of the country, California or close by or in town. One year, his family from California and their son went, and he was in high school, but he was a big time UCLA fan. But he wanted to know all about KU Jayhawks. So anyway, it was, and I think maybe they were playing that year.
Oh, really?
I was 5, 6 years old.
Oh, that's very
But anyway, that was
interesting. Yeah, never been there. So, only time I've ever been in that room would be for the chamber.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it used to, or whatever we call that, used to have for the chamber.
Chamber annual banquet?
well, they would rent it out on special events.
They do. It's beautiful, so. And then their auditorium that they have is really nice as well.
Now, when does the first, it wouldn't last that long, but the government closure possibility for funding has to take place here
This week?
the next
Is it this
6
week or next?
days or so, but anyway, that's coming up.
Yes.
But, hopefully they can reach a conclusion and not just extend it 30 days, because
Right.
if they extend it 30 days, something like that would happen. Right before an event like that, I'm not quite sure,
Mm-mm.
that can create some difficulties.
Oh, I think so, because what year was it did they close down before? 2017 or 18?
Well, there was one time, I mean, it seems like they can't, even once it's closed, they can't go down on their own time and do work.
No, they can't.
Maybe they can access the office, but I mean, it's closed.
It is closed.
Yeah.
September, I was trying to see if there's a date in here.
If we
September 30th, it'll end.
If we choose as a commission to approve the demo to dirt program, will we send this correspondence, I assume, out to all the cities, or how we?
So that is a question that I would have for Keegan, and how she perceives that.
Oh, they'll handle
forward.
that.
Yeah,
Okay. Even easier.
yeah, since they're gonna manage it,
No, that makes sense.
yeah.
That makes complete sense. Okay.
And this is a new program
I
that
see
they,
that pilot program.
yeah,
We ought to hop on.
for $500.
I know Solomon is doing this a little bit. So those are my brain. I don't know what the other cities are doing, but I'm sure they're doing it too.
If other cities were interested in it, shouldn't they pay part of that 500? So just the county?
Good
You
question.
know, that's a question I can ask Keegan.
If you get something out of it, you ought to put something in it. Our community was involved with the tree cutting deal. And it was kind of like this here through the forestry department. But it took $20,000 to cut 2 trees down and trail a few trees. Oh, wow. But we had to pay the money up front. Not we, I usually use because I live there. They had to pay the $20,000 up front. And then they send it somewhere. It's a grant thing, and then they'll get reimbursed.
Huh,
Why don't they just reimburse the guy that's cutting the trees?
there you
You
go.
know what I'm talking about? Why go through 20 people to make this thing happen? Kind of interesting.
I'm gonna guess since the email came to the county clerk, they've also included the city clerks.
What they say right here,
Okay.
at the bottom here, this is a county program. It's 11 out of the 12 counties.
11 out of the 12 counties, yeah.
Of course, the cities have
So Solomon.
their side of that perhaps could be, they're all paying county taxes and they're glad that we're fixing up roads and bridges, but you know, we don't maintain the roads inside the cities. We don't. So their tax dollars are going to the general fund and
End of the day, guys,
Yeah.
it's $500 to get 20 grand.
Yes, no, we're than our day.
yeah, no, I just,
Yeah, no, it's it.
but you know, from what I read in the paper,
Yeah.
more on Abilene, but, or I should say just Abilene, but I mean, they all have tight budgets too, so.
Mhm.
Well, I think it's part on Abilene and half on Woodbine.
Huh?
I think it's 50% on Abilene, 50% on Woodbine.
Oh, is that right?
Or Harrington. You know.
How about we just
The word's
approve it and
out.
send them
We're
all,
live.
divide it up,
Divide it up.
bill everybody.
It sounds like a good program.
So Mark, you know, you have this all solved now, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm taking notes. Get results.
Everybody $80.
Be ready to hang all of us, I guess. It is nice to see these programs helping out. All that counts a lot in these little rural areas and communities here too.
Right. Well, and North Central Regional Planning Commission, I believe, has done something in just about every community in the county. There may be one or two that they have not helped facilitate some kind of a program. I believe that's correct. And Deb will have more stats on that. So, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
You got well time.
Yeah, to get it.
Can't find it. Somebody out there's got it.
Two or three laying around in the drawer. I didn't take that. I just thought one from Rotary and one from the city of Abilene.
Walked in the new one. I said,
Yeah, I'll pick it up and bring it back every
I found a key to the city to Abilene.
Did you really?
Yeah, I have a key to the city. I forgot about that, so.
Hang it on the wall. There you go.
I need to borrow it.
You don't use it on that much?
Not sure.
Do you want to go ahead and add the funding request for the demo to dirt to the
I
agenda?
thought you had it on there.
I do not. I just want to,
I just know, I don't know about the communities you guys represent, but I know Solomon's doing this and they're doing it out of their own pocket. So they are.
this would be helpful.
That'd be helpful then.
Yeah, they would. I know that, I think Dennis and the city teamed up to help clean it up.
Wow.
It's like, so I know they could use it.
So how do you want this worded?
This would be
If we added it up.
demo to dirt program,
Yeah.
funding request for demo to dirt program.
Yep.
I think we'll just add it. Let's just do it first. How about that?
That's what I'm thinking that way because you'll spend a little time on the CDBG program.
Good.
It's interesting, Martin talked about when you do projects like this here, or even overlay projects or the road project, the community wants, people start pitching in and wanting to help out. You know what I'm talking about? Kind of fix them up a little bit and bring the communities up, and these help a lot.
I know for a fact Solomon's been doing that.
Good deal.
They're helping guys clean up property too.
Yes.
Like if you got a bunch of stuff, they'll come in and
Oh, really?
help you pick it up all in all. Cut your grass, you know. make sure you-
That's a good deal.
Dennis
Care of it.
will have some fun a lot.
And then I think, well,
Thursdays is usually a first appearance and then in Judge Cooper's court. We're working on the road tour as well, so we'll kind of get some sites planned out and sent to you so you have that.
Yeah, outside there, isn't it?
Yeah. Over. Earlier, so it was-
Coming from the south in the fields up here, just soaked.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah, you guys got,
We've had, it
mhm,
says rain will stop in 32 minutes.
I'll be darned.
And then after a short break, it'll start up again.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have it going until 2 o'clock this afternoon here.
wow.
Good, quiet. Yeah. Must be coming down right now.
It is.
More. They did, I was leaving.
It just shows light rains coming up here in a second.
I'll be darned.
There's a good line, see.
Shows that.
A little bit darker, the heavy. Manchester, Talmadge, Abilene.
Wow. It's moving,
Talmadge is getting up.
it's moving fast too.
Well, that's a 30-minute interval. That's showing that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's more behind it, so.
Gee.
And then if the other goes up, it's.
Yep.
Raining pretty good outside.
Hmm.
Submitted your application to the Board of Trustees for K-Camp. I think I forwarded you that email. Maybe that's what you were thinking about. So they'll have the nomination board that will review the applications and then set up a further interview. So
Okay.
believe that he'll get a hold of you, but if he does me, I'll make sure that you get a copy of that.
Okay. Sounds good. We got John here. Do you want to,
If you're ready.
yeah. John, you want to come on up, give your update?
It's coming down pretty good, isn't it?
I came to work about 6 this morning. It was pouring at 6.
Wow.
Really pouring. Good morning, John Holcomb, Director of Health. Update you a little bit on what's going on in both departments today. Busy time of year as we get into fall. It gets busy. Football season, obviously, gets busy for the EMS side, standbys, and then we do a lot of other things too. So EMS wise, staff wise, we're still short one full-time position. That was filled by one of our paramedics, our captain that was out, and we haven't filled that position yet. We do have one full-time and one-time part-time person that's enrolled in the paramedic class, so which is always a good thing that they're expanding their knowledge there. Football standbys, like I said, occupy a lot of our Friday nights and Thursday nights. And we have 38 standbys across the 5 school districts. We try to fill those. Sometimes we have to fill them with on-duty staff. Other times we have to call in extra staff, staff those. And I don't know this year whether there's usually a couple of nights where we have all 5 trucks in the football game. So all of the trucks are sitting at school. So that keeps us pretty busy with that. We are scheduled to do a basic first aid CPR and AED class for the sheriff's office coming up. So we're going to help them get trained in that. So that's coming up. Trunk or treat this time of year, we get called to Abilene and to Chapman and to Harrington and go out with treats on their designated days or nights and help them with their fall festivities with that. Harrington Fall Festival, same sort of thing, where we go out and do presentations there. It's our holiday food drives as well that's coming up for around Thanksgiving time. We typically do a food drive for the food pantry here and the food pantry in Harrington. And last year, since Chapman has one now, we did one in Chapman as well last year. So we plan on doing those again, so that guys will be out on Saturdays. Typically, we do those and getting food or whatever the needs are for the food pantry in those particular communities, and then deliver it down to when we're finished up. So the State Board of EMS was out. They come out every year and do an annual inspection. Ours was about a month ago. And, we had a perfect annual inspection, no deficiencies. They go through all the trucks and make sure we have everything that we're supposed to, all the lights are working. And it's a pretty extensive, they spend a day going over our education materials that we have for our continuing education and policies, procedures. And so it's pretty intense. So happy to say that we had no deficiencies with that again this year. So that was good. And we've been pretty busy with calls. Currently, we're sitting at a 9% increase from last year's on our volume of calls. We're seeing about the same as far as Area 2 in Harrington. That tends to be increased due to the lack of having a hospital down there. So those patients that maybe in the past would have driven themselves into the local hospital, then if you like the EMS, because it is a drive. So we do have some increased activity. MIH, the mobile integrated healthcare, we're at the end of year 1. We met a month or so ago with Kanza over at Chapman and Dr. Freeze over there, and they're excited. They're ready for us to get up and going. We did meet a couple of weeks ago with Dr. Holmes, spent a couple of hours with us and have our policies and procedures done. We was ready to present them to him, so he has them and he's reviewing them. So once he approves them, and we will do the same with Cons as well, because they have a medical director over there as well. And once he approves them, then that'll be done. So next then, our truck's about ready to go as far as equipment wise. So our next thing is our data collection program, and our funder is funding that. So they've got to just get us up and trained on that. It's going to be the last thing, so that we can send information back and forth to the physicians, as well as they can send it electronically to us. So that's going to be a huge part. So that's going on. And also we did get an initial little just informational contract with a company called Paraline that is working with contracts for healthcare providers, payers, I should say, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Medicaid in Kansas, so that our services hopefully then will be paid. We talked about that early on, that at this point there wasn't any reimbursement, but this is working towards that. I think it's going to happen. So it's coming along. So working with that. So health department wise, we finished up foot care. As you know, we discontinued those services, and that was about 3 weeks ago. We've done our last patient with that. We haven't got a lot of feedback on that, negative feedback, I should say, 1 or 2. We're sorry that it was going away, but we didn't have a massive uprising. They understood the situation, and so we did finish that up. And with that, our contract RN, obviously is no longer with us either, so. Fall as well brings our school safety inspections, where we go out and do safety inspections of all the schools. We finished that up last week. That's it takes 2 full days to get to we touch every building in the county as far as school building. So we usually divide it up into one day. We do all of Abilene and the Catholic school and Solomon in one day, and then the next day is the big driving day. We do all the schools in the Chapman School District. Then we go to Hope, and then we do Harrington, and then we finish out with White City. And I know that White City is not part of our county, but interesting enough, it's in a school district with Hope. So Hope used to be, and it's still listed with the state as the district office. And it used to be in Hope, it's in White City now, but they still classify 481 as a Dickinson County district. So we end up going into and doing White City schools as well. So, so everything went well with that. You know, I think over the years we've been doing it, they kind of caught most of the things. You know, we do this to the playgrounds to make sure that it's safe and there's nothing, you know, and we do the kitchens and make sure the water's not too hot coming out of the faucets. That was a problem with some of the older schools and newer schools. Most of them have blended water. The hot and cold is just together. But anyhow, so about a few things, but nothing major with those. So
You know your way around White City? 'Cause
I do. I've been
county
around there on time
a few times.
Yeah.
That's where I grew up.
Okay, that's where I grew up. School.
Dad was in business there.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do. I'm on my way there. And then we're starting to schedule, or have scheduled the flu clinics. So, and out at the schools, and the ones at the Harrington is going to be at our building this year. We did it at the community center the last couple of years, but the numbers were so low, we thought that we could do it and get by with it at our facility. So that the walk-in clinic for flu is going to be at the health department down in Harrington, and that's on October 14th. And then Abilene will have a couple of walk-ins, one at the end of October and one at the first part of November. Those will be at the health department as well. So, and we will offer flu vaccinations when we do our in-service with the county, like we have for other years as well. So that is all I have, unless you guys have any other questions.
I'm good. Thank you, John.
Thank you, John.
Okay.
As far as the vehicles, do we have any that are getting high on mileage and this?
You're talking about total fleets?
Yes.
Total fleet. Yeah, as you remember on ambulance wise, the ambulances, we pushed one of them back. It was going to be a 26, 20.
Yeah, it's 26,
26, 27.
Yeah.
So we did push it back a year because we're still looking at the 150 range on that. Stab vehicles, we're getting up there. Dave's vehicle is at 140,000 miles. Mine's right at 100,000 miles. The Suburban, of course, is low miles. And the health department car, I'd have to look, but I'm thinking it's 60 maybe.
Probably.
I think it's, oh,
I was gonna say, we're talking to, this ties in, not the EMS vehicles, obviously, but the other vehicles ties into conversation we're having with Enterprise Fleet Management.
Yeah.
And the staff vehicles would be part of that as well. just like the ambulance, yeah.
Those 3 vehicles, mine, Dave's, and the health department vehicle.
Right.
and just kind of as a reminder, but, and you want the ambulances, I mean, they need to be reliable and,
Yeah.
and they're in great shape and all that.
Yeah.
Especially since they're housed, the appearance wise, but still the wear and tear, because you go on all sorts of roads, but
Yeah.
how much does an ambulance cost now? Not that we're looking at one now, but I mean, just ballpark.
I don't have that with me, but I think we're probably talking $300,000.
Okay, I wondered,
I think it was 750,000 for both.
For both of them, yes.
It's
Yeah.
right around 300.
and then you get how it's equipped and lots of variables, but.
Yeah.
But I think just so people know, we've also, you sent some in to be rebuilt and
Yeah,
things like
that's what I
that.
was just gonna mention. We do a remount one time, which means that they take the old box off the back, refurb it and put it back on a new truck. we do that one time. So that box that's on the back is through 2 trucks or 2 cycles, which typically will enter the miles out 5, 6 years. So the box on the truck, when we get rid of the box itself, is 12 years old, 13 years old. And, they can go through and refurbish, and we do. We refurbish the box, they'll put whatever you need in the back. They'll typically put new vinyl on the seats, because the seats will have holes in it and stuff. So revinyl the seats and shine it up, anything that needs replaced back there, down to the vinyl on the floor if you need it. But that cheapens it up by probably, as much as $100,000, depending on what you need to keep the back. But really, I hate to run them. Most places don't remount them a third time, because then you're getting up to that box on the back of the truck being 20 years old, and it does, through the just twisting and stuff, the integrity of that box, should it unfortunately be in an accident or something like that, may be a problem. So I don't know that I'd recommend remount more than just one time.
We've remounted 4 times now, 5,
Yeah, and that's.
at least since we started
Yeah,
this.
That's, I think what I'm coming up is, I know that it's one of the ones we're gonna, is a remount.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So rather than a full truck, so yeah, so we do try to utilize that as much as we can, and we take pretty good care of it, so we end up typically not doing a lot in the remount process. We try to, not, like the old days, you used to start an IV on somebody and stick the needle after you started, stick it in the bench seat beside you. So, I shouldn't say that, but
In the old days.
we've tried to correct some of those wrongs in the past. So we try to keep it as good a shape as we can, and keep it on. So.
Your building is reflective of how well you keep your equipment. I'd say you're probably doing a dang good job. Guys, you could eat off the floors in an EMS truck. I'm telling you, it's that clean.
We try to keep them on, and that's part of it. I mean, like I said, I'd be happy to have any taxpayer come into our building any day of the week, and it's that. I mean, it didn't get shined up because you guys were coming. It's that way every day.
That way
It was,
every day.
Our vehicles are the same way. You don't go into a dirty hospital you shouldn't be putting it, and that's what our trucks are. They're a hospital on wheels, and just lack of taking care of that, to me, shows lack of taking care of a lot of things. And we're not in that profession. We take care of people, and that's the most important thing. So yeah. So that's, we're pretty stickler on that stuff. So.
And I think everybody understands the service provided and the need for it, and the patients, if they're in transit
Yeah.
and all that, but also the amount of dollars we're talking about, it really takes some serious planning, and the fact you can extend the life of those through rotation and a few things like that. I really appreciate it.
We certainly do, and like you said, take good care of them. Even after you've been there, we've now got one of our guys promoted up to lieutenant, and that's his job. And I told him he's a car guy, and he used to polish his car, and you never see a dirty speck on his car. So that was his job. Now I told him, when I walked out into the garage from this door, this whole thing is yours, and you're responsible for it. And this guy is like, you think it was nice, and you ought to see it now.
it's clean.
He went out there, redone.
I'm not making that up.
Yellow stripes on the floor so that they know where in the back end and stop. And he'd come up with some bug concoction that cleans the bugs off. And
Wow.
the guys love it because the bugs don't stick to the trucks anymore. And they love the guy. I mean, and it's a diluting thing. He bought a big 2.5 gallon jug and dilutes it into there. And so, yeah, he's done a great job. But,
So we could combine the janitorial services with the facility here.
Just let me look at my budget. Anything's possible for a price. But yeah, he does a great job, and not that it hasn't been done in the past, because it has been, but he is really, he stepped up and done the same with Harrington. Harrington sometimes gets a little, avoided, but yeah, he's done the same with our station in Harrington. proud to have a taxpayer come into it any day of the week, so.
Employees are often reflective of those who manage them, so I think that speaks leagues to you, John.
Yeah, maybe so, but I keep after them, and they don't have any question now. They know that that's the standard that we need to keep, because sloppy trucks translates to sloppy care to me, and that's not what we do either, so. It's our most important job,
Thank you.
so, okay, very good, thank you, guys. One more question.
I mean, we have time, but.
Yeah, we do.
So we have weather like today and you're trying to keep it clean and so on, but we don't want one of those stops. So when a call comes in, there may be some roads more compromised than usual. How does that? I mean, I know you have a knowledge of a lot of the roads, but.
Yeah, I mean,
So 911 takes care of some of that as far as.
they do a lot of that. I mean, and a lot of times if we're, if it's a dual response, if we got a first responder responding or a sheriff's deputy with us, like we would have on a lot of accidents, typically, since we're a big slow box, they get out there ahead of us. And they certainly are wise to telling us, hey, this road's really muddy, or you might want to come in a different way. And snow's the same way. As far as getting around, and you pull up out in the country, and it's even tough to get up there. And you get up there, and then all of a sudden, this person lives, quite a ways off the road, and they haven't been out to plow their yard yet, or their driveway, like we had last year. The
Yes.
snow we had last year, pretty deep there, and that's where you stop at the road and get the cot out and your equipment, and you hop it on foot. So you do whatever you need to do, but we try not to get them stuck. Knock on wood, we have before. So, I tell them that if, don't go down something that, you're gonna get stuck on. Dispatch helps a lot with that, because through the CAD system, they will designate what a low maintenance road is. And we've had to point out a couple that they didn't know were low maintenance, but maybe they weren't, but now they are, sort of thing. And we have got a couple trucks stuck, and they got back to me that they should have been marked low maintenance, and they weren't. Got a hold of dispatch, they took care of that. They now do that low maintenance. With the county system, if a road is low maintenance, it maps us around that road. So even though it might be closer trying to go the road, it'll map us to go the other way. And we get questions sometimes, like family, once we're leaving, they said, why'd you go this way? I normally go the other way. It's marked as a low maintenance road, so we don't chance it on the weather for that. So, so that's helpful. They can do that. They say, hey, and it comes up on our map, because it maps on route first, and it will map right around it. They used to do it with, if it goes based upon miles per hour, and they used to have it knock those low maintenance roads to 20 miles an hour, which would keep them off, keep us off of them, because it wouldn't show that as the quickest way, because it would slow down that. And it didn't slow down some. So now I think they got it at 2 miles an hour or something like that, those low maintenance roads. And so it won't ever consider them as a route to go. So that helps.
I mean, I'm sure we do, but it seems it'd be important to message this without getting out of our lane to the townships.
Right.
The importance of the safety for emergency response.
Oh, they're very aware, because oftentimes they are first responders too, or the fire department's there, so.
So, I mean, it's kind of just one of those, the greater good thing.
My mile of gravel is kind of rough sometimes. So if you guys want to pave that, that'd be okay.
We've had many offers.
Wait your
Oh,
turn.
not
Yeah.
roads, so.
Haven't heard that one before.
There you have.
Not for a week or two.
Other questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Stop raining some of that.
There you go.
Right for the- right up the streets. Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I've gotten email regards on our towing rotation. So I've sent it forward to just,
Amber and I were just talking about that a couple of minutes
but
ago.
it's kind of complicated because I mean, there's more than, you know,
There's more to it than what he is saying, so, yes.
well, sometimes when they do a rotation for the tow trucks.
Yes.
But sometimes some are able to respond and others can't, and sometimes depends on the type of accident.
And once a wrecker is called, then we don't pull them off unless they request it. So there's been 4 tows since he called in and talked to Amber about it. And he got the first one, the other company got the second one. He refused this third one, so it went to the other company, and then we follow our rotation. So we followed our policy and our procedure. So we've done everything that we're supposed to do.
Easy here.
I know the office that's over there, I mean, it could be someone else.
We really don't have anything else, do we?
Until Deb comes in, I thought perhaps you might have some questions on the CDBG grant. So, and she's
Yeah.
getting here by 10:30.
You said 10:30, okay.
So you have a little bit of time.
What's that? I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
Step into a recovery court update, that would be good, because
Yeah, sure.
you're
Be all right.
expanding it.
Yeah.
Okay. We had on Tuesday and Wednesday was the recovery over at Salina. And the place was absolutely packed. We probably had somewhere between 1,200 and 1,500 people there, and it was excellent. The individuals that got up and shared had amazing stories, and then we broke off into small groups, and it was just absolutely excellent. And our recovery team did a good job. And like I said, we all broke off into individual classrooms, and it was amazing, I guess, from the standpoint of how many people are involved in trying to help other individuals work through this drug problem. And we covered all of those issues, going from kids who are don't have parents that even seem to care about them. And so you've got some little kids at this age here, and they've been abused, sexually abused, otherwise. And parents who you would say, well, gosh, they've grown up, they've got 3 kids, 4 kids, or whatever, and then the situation because of the drugs. Horrible situations for many of the kids. And then by the same token, there are many who were successful in making the recovery and moving on to a good life from there and a good family situation. And so it was good. We were there for 2 full days, and like I said, we broke off. We had we're the 1,200 to 1,500 people in that one area when we would start, that we would have speakers there, and then we would break off into classrooms and then go on from there. And, it was excellent. I'm glad I got the chance to be involved. So that this is a situation now that was just sort of forgotten about for many, many years. years, and then boom, here it is here, now this situation, and now that there's a fight back. Because if you're involved, if you're a parent and you're involved in drugs and you can't get off of it, why, they'll do what they can to try to help you in that situation. Sometimes just taking the young kids out of it. One of the programs that we went to in classrooms, when you go to any of them that you wanted to, every one of them was excellent. It was just very helpful. So,
What was the number you said again that were there?
probably 1,200 to 1,500 people.
So was this Salina people, Saline County, or was this regional, or?
It could be as big of an area as you wanted it to be. Last year, we went to Branson, and so this year we were here. But it was from people from all over. It wasn't just within the community.
Okay, I didn't understand that, how big of a region it.
Yeah, it was as big as they wanted to come in. Some came in from,
So-
outside of the state.
So next year they'll have the same thing, but in a different location or different state?
Probably.
Okay,
Yeah, I would think so.
wow.
But it was certainly worth going with, and I was very pleased with all of the people that shared, and the events that they had went through. There were some who were, they said, very, very young, and they would tell their story. Here's what happened to me when I was this age here, because my dad wasn't in the picture. He was just, because he was a sperm giver, and then the mom wasn't around, and so I was left over with this, and here's how I was abused and et cetera, and used and all of those things, and they would share that, and why would this be? Well, my parents couldn't be, they weren't together first, and so whoever parent they were with, they would say, well, that parent was so high that the parent didn't even care about me, et cetera. And so the changes that took place and over a period of time, and it was just very interesting. And people were straightforward with it. It was as good of a program as I've been to. So thank you.
Thank you.
Let's think this is updated correctly.
With a lot of junk in there.
Well, look at the date.
Oh, yeah.
Man, one of me just set the computer up.
They did some updates, so that's probably,
I just want to make sure, I mean,
yeah.
there's not much in there.
It looks like a lot of ads and whatnot.
Yeah, most of it is. But we won't, as a commission, we won't actually get these, right?
Not
We
to
have to check.
individual ones, it's
Okay.
to the group.
I need to start logging up every day. I guess what I'm asking is, can you make sure, because back in May, I'm gonna say it didn't update.
I'll make sure, yeah.
Okay. I guess it's not logged in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says it right there, not connected.
Okay.
Just want to make sure I'm not.
Exactly.
That's you too. I forwarded it to you. This is what she came up with, but I don't know if you want to look at that.
Oh, yeah.
Take a look at it.
Yeah,
I forwarded it to you.
Okay, thank you. She's hit the ground running for not really starting yet, hasn't she?
The other day.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did so. I didn't check my emails. Apparently.
For Julie and all the others involved in that,
Oh,
getting everything ready for a special event
well,
and
that's,
delayed, but.
yeah. Well, I called her this morning early and, well, I'd actually texted her, I didn't call her. Said, hey, good luck today and stay dry. It was pouring, He said, no, it's not.
Well, real, I never, that kind of would have been a little bit of a bust anyway with
Yeah.
the weather, so.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure they improvise and figure stuff out.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be honest with you guys, I wanted to do it, but I was gonna have to get up this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, get all the stuff out, and we were gonna display. She wanted Great Plains.
Great idea.
It would have been great.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
it would have been a long day.
It's been a very long day, yeah.
Up the night before.
That's what we were gonna do. I had it all ready,
Yeah.
and then I got that email,
Mhm.
so it canceled.
Yeah.
Well, at least there was a few days notice.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
No, what really sucked, because I was gonna go last night, but it said
Oh,
6 o'clock, so it probably would take us till about 8 or so.
I'd be watching.
So it was kind of oh, that sucks, but it's kind of a relief a little bit. Yeah, no. Me personally.
Well, sure. Well, no, but it is, it
Stinks though.
all in all, you think of all the parades and all the
Oh.
events that take place outside.
Mhm.
I know one this weekend is, the family, they're having an outdoors wedding,
Oh, okay.
so they're kind of, I think there's a chance of rain
Mhm.
Saturday and Sunday, and this is on a Saturday.
Yeah, I think it's backed off a little bit.
But, yesterday it cleared off.
Mhm.
Real nice in the afternoon. It was supposed to rain at 4 o'clock and that missed us.
Mhm. Right now, they got 24% chance of rain on Saturday
Mm.
and then 48 on Sunday, but you never know. It will change.
I guess the farmers aren't liking this right now.
No.
They want to get corn out.
Not a good time. Well, and the thing is, it was really soaked up. I mean, it's
Mhm.
even a light rain, early on, some of the rains we had, even though it was a heavy rain, it was so dry, it is just like a sponge. It just absorbed it and it was gone. No change.
Yeah.
Our crews will be out doing a lot of blading once kind of dries out a little bit, but the roads are gonna be very sloppy and not a whole lot to be doing.
Yes, and like, you bet Rome likes it. Pasture grasses like it too. Ponds like it.
Yeah, Paul's like,
Yeah.
They were pretty low
Yep.
or dry. I haven't gotten an email from Deb, so
Freezing weather in Breckenridge. It is 29 this morning.
Mhm. I think Rose was out there a couple weeks ago and the high maybe was 50. So, no,
Which is wild, because Boone, Iowa is warmer than we are right now.
Boone, Iowa is really,
I mean, 3 degrees, but yeah.
where is that located at?
Boone, it's on the east side of Iowa, northeast side.
Northeast side, okay.
Fargo, we have the same temperature as Fargo, North Dakota. That
Wow.
is 150 miles from Regina, Canada. You know where Regina, Canada is. In other words, that's about as as you get.
Yeah. Crazy.
For 200 miles. Something like that. You give me the walk. It's 8 days.
8 days, dang.
I just replied to emails and she said she can see us around 11 or around 10:30.
Okay. Well, coming from Lloyd, so making sure I didn't misunderstand that. Yeah. That is true.
We can get there on time. We can get here on time.
We made it.
Oh, this is the email you were talking.
It was kind of interesting that they turned one down. Yeah, misunderstanding, but still.
Mhm. Right.
I've been on the side where I've been waiting for a tow truck a
Mhm.
couple of times and you just want them to get there
Right, right.
quickly. And
He admits that. An email.
Mhm.
You can't tell APD what to do. Why is that here?
She's just walking around now.
He's talk to Jason.
Example, yeah. But this is normal. This has happened before too.
It's,
Hey. There she is.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Hey,
Showed up just in time.
good.
Do you want to, when you get ready, settled, do you want to go over what we're presenting today a little bit?
I can.
There's a lot there.
unless you have it listed on your agenda.
We do. We got contract for admin, resolution to apply.
Yeah.
Then we could also, if you want to talk about demo to dirt, we can talk about that too. Probably CDBG is what I'd rather get explanation on though, so people know what we're voting on.
I think the demo dirt's
Them too?
explanatory.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
I do too.
Just, we can sell through that because that's just, I think the real key to it is just that it's only one per city.
Yeah, I think demo to dirt, she's kind of still in the early notification process from what I've understood. She hasn't told me anything differently on that, at least, and I would expect that there will be more more information to follow. So, okay. So would you would like to just go through the list and just have a little explanation?
Yeah, I think just kind of review what we're doing today. I think is really, I don't know if we have to go line by line, but if you just want to give an overview of what we're doing today.
Yes, so the intention on the commercial rehab project, which we've discussed before, so I think everyone's aware of that. The intention with that is to try to submit Monday or Tuesday of next week. Tuesday is looking a little bit more likely, but that'll be the goal. So what is before you today are basically the forms that require signature that go in with the application. So there's a lot of other documents as well, but not all of them require, signature or a motion before the body that's applying. So, streamlining that. I always tell folks that, at any time, if all of you or any of you would like to read and see the rest of the documents, we can certainly send them to Marcus or Janelle and, they can make them available to you. Most of the time, people have, other things they're reading and they choose not to do that because certainly staff and then also the property owner will be looking at things like the narrative and just confirming, like they've already looked at like what's called the community needs form as an example. So the overview of the county and things that go in will be provided to them for review if it hasn't already. So what we're looking at today is the contract for administration. And again, that is only if the project is funded. And so the application fee paid to us for preparing the application, and then also the environmental review is being paid for by the property owner. This will be on the budget under the grant fund side of the budget, which is, it's really kind of 6 of one, half dozen of another, but it allows it to be paid for in theory with grant dollars. So it'll be on that side of the budget, but it will have to be with you because the county is the grantee, which is why that contract needs to be with you. So that first resolution is the resolution to apply, which basically states that you're an eligible entity that can apply. You're giving your chief elected official the right to sign documents related to the application. And then also, that is the one that has the match dollar amount is in there as well, that's coming from the landowner. And because of that resolution providing the authority to sign, that's why there's a few things later on that don't need a motion or something, so you can just sign those as the chair after that resolution is in place. The blight declaration resolution is there as well. That's the part of the eligibility requirement that we're going in under rather than creating LMI jobs, which is pretty typical for commercial rehab, because oftentimes it's difficult to guarantee enough jobs and enough low to moderate income jobs to justify the dollar amount. And so usually it's declaring the property as blighted, which typically means there's some type of code that isn't up to standard. Anti-displacement, that is a motion that everybody that submits to CDBG is required to fill out an anti-displacement plan, or to have an anti-displacement plan adopted. And in a nutshell, what that says is that you're not going to use HUD dollars to diminish housing opportunities for low-income individuals, which of course really doesn't apply, but we have to do that for each application. So. Statement of assurances, again, can be signed without a motion, basically acknowledging that there are rules and regulations that come with CDBG dollars and that you are understanding of the requirement that you abide by and follow those if you are awarded. Determination of level of review is signed also without a motion. And it's basically stating that we've looked at the type of project and the property and determined what level of environmental review will be required for it. And it is, it's sort of that first step for CDBG staff to review the project themselves on their end and say, oh yes, you're on the right track, or no, we think maybe you need to, include this and you didn't. So it gives them sort of that first flush look at that to give us guidance. The disclosure report should have the Planning Commission contract, assuming that that's enacted later on today, and then also the architectural firm's contract with the landowner or the property owner, because basically you're letting them know at the federal level, they track who has contracts under the CDBG funding. And so basically this is that, again, that first notification of who has a contract that is expected if this is funded. Later on, we'll go back in and update that with the contractor, whoever's chosen to do the work after the bidding process. And then
Do you need a motion on the disclosure report?
I do not.
No.
And you can sign that one as well based on the previous resolution. And then the county attestation, honestly, I'm not sure that we're going to need that. We used to always have to submit that, and when I was going through the online application, it wasn't listed any longer. But it's better safe than sorry, so I just went ahead and left it in, just basically stating you're aware of the project and signing off on that. Again, not with a motion or anything.
Go figure.
So the resolutions, obviously, you'll need a motion.
Correct.
What are the others that you do?
Approval of our contract, the first item that's listed there.
Yep.
And the adoption of the anti-displacement plan, which is the fifth bullet, but the fourth item related to this project.
And Janelle, I noticed we titled the resolutions the same. Do we need to have an A behind 9?
There is an age, it's just spaced out. So
Oh, I do see
second
it.
one.
I'm sorry. Yep,
Okay, yep.
perfect.
And I just put the others on there since they were signing it, but I think we could probably do them all together, authorizing the county chairman to sign the other documents. Yep.
Okay.
And
We'll do
again,
that.
I do not need to leave with signatures today. If you want to just sign them after the meeting, I don't know what your usual practice is, but I don't have to leave with them as long as we get them done and then I get a scan. That's sufficient. So.
And I've got 2 of them, so we should be able to get it accomplished pretty quickly.
It's up to you, but like I said, we should be able to, if you wanted them today, you could get them.
So
I do believe we had 2 of each one.
The statement of assurances does not need a motion. He can sign
Correct.
that. And then the same with the county attestation, no motion.
Correct.
Really, what's on the first page.
Right.
And probably what I'll do I'll list all these, well, no, we don't even need a motion, so. State that that's not, right, if we approve. Okay. That's good. Morning.
Anything else?
I think so.
I think it's important on the public just to let it be known that, some of this will be staff reviews that you're doing and your staff does. And because sometimes people wonder, how much of time is this taking?
Right.
For our administrative people.
Mhm.
I mean, you're involved, but it's another set of eyes.
Correct.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get this done and then you can do some more work down here in Dickinson County.
There's plenty to go around trying to not everywhere. And then all the flooding, it's just.
Yeah.
Yes. I know that the governor declared a disaster, but it's gonna be hard to meet the threshold.
Did I read something that Trump was sending money to after this?
I haven't
$2
heard.
million, or was that fake? Was that a fake post? Hard to tell these days
It's
sometimes.
very hard to.
Seemed pretty real. Good morning.
I just have a question.
Do you want to, yeah, come on up.
Ron, okay. It's quick. I can get rid of me.
Wow.
You're always on the move pretty fast.
Life goes good that way. The commission are gathering tonight on the deal they sent us in the mail about a seed deal or something. And I'm curious where that really is at. Is it something right? Says it's within 1,000 yards of us at Sand Springs on Eden Road. I just wondered, do you guys know anything about it?
It's the planning and zoning board meeting tonight and.
That's a step before it gets to us.
Right,
Okay,
right.
okay.
So you're more than welcome to attend the meeting tonight. It'll be in the
I
basement.
knew that. I just wondered if it was really on Eden Road itself or something.
I'd had other people ask, so maybe it'd be good to give a,
Yeah, let me run and get the folder.
Get you something. They do meet tonight in the basement if you're ever.
Yeah.
Want to go to it.
Authorized, I will be here for my grandson,
Oh, yeah.
this evening, because he lives on that road. Right
Okay.
there, of course, we live 4 miles from it. And the big thing in my mind is, seed and all that might be very, very good. And, but the thing that's bothering me is Eden Road. I've tried to kind of help that road out for us and Redbud. But if we get something that's really busy on there in that Sand Road, it needs some help to take the load. And that's
That's a good point.
for us, grandson, Redbud Lake, and the people right there. Yeah.
And
It
then
is. I was gonna say, with the amount of sand, it really doesn't hold gravel. I think they've tried that a few times and it just pushes right through.
Yeah, you'd have to put big rock in there and keep putting it in.
Base for.
And they won't like that at Redbud. And until it really gets settled down, it needs paving help of some kind. There. I tried to fix it before. The water all stood up
One day.
along it, so I put a new fence along there, which I needed to do, but also fix it for the water could just go off the road. And it's helped it, but it's not a cure
Okay.
there.
So it is off of Eden Road. It looks like that's where the access is going to be. Let me show you a picture of the parcel map so you can see it.
If approved, just to clarify.
Yes.
So here's all 40 in there, Eden.
Yeah, and it's right here.
Yep, it's gonna be right there.
It's Mark's deal.
It's marked.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Did they already own the land in that location?
Oh, yeah.
Or, so it's
He's just adding a business there, if you will.
Oh, I know that. Okay.
Yeah.
And what is it?
Seed. So what he wants to do is, it is a retail ag seed facility. And it's other ag-related products. It's going to be 2 principal structures that look like they're already existing. or will be. It's a 30 by 70 shed and a 40 by 100 fully enclosed shed. And then they'll have 16 parking stalls. There's not an address for this yet, but it'll be dependent on when that gets approved. That's, will be on their agenda for tonight.
We haven't even notices today. I don't think so.
Nope. Let's see, I'll go check on the clerk's office and make sure you didn't have any mail that came in.
No, I checked it. It was, well, yeah, I guess. we
Yeah.
checked the clerk. Signed up for a new phone. Got a new one?
Yeah, well, it's, they announced it last week. It's not ship out till Friday. This one was old as can be, so slow.
Yeah, I swear they do that on purpose.
No.
Have any of you guys had to put a battery in them? I know these not the just disposable batteries, but you can't put batteries in them, I guess. Have any of you guys done that yet? Take the back off, take them apart, put a battery in them?
No,
I was just curious if it's worth the
I'm
time.
on a 2-year deal.
I'll get a new one.
the plan, yeah.
Wouldn't it be easier to be a brain surgeon?
Yeah, I don't think you're right.
I mean, I've had this for 4 or 5 years, and just 2 weeks ago, granddaughter said, well, did you know you could do this on this phone?
I can tell you,
How do you even know that?
it's a whole different. Well, that's like those Rubik's cubes. Remember when they were popular? Sit there and try to figure out how to just beat your brains to death trying to figure out how do you let a young boy come in one day, 30 seconds. Yeah, it's crazy, you know? Kids know so much.
Mhm.
And there was no thinking to it. You just did it.
Jerry Day, Hal and Judy Day's son, he got a Rubik's Cube and made up his mind he wasn't going to go to sleep until he figured it out.
Mhm.
Like a very, I mean, it's like, how did you do it? You just do it.
Yeah.
My sister, my middle sister was always very good at doing that.
Right.
Yes.
I can't do it.
I think the easiest way you kill the stickers.
Yeah, there you go.
Solved it.
Just looked at the resolution list, and it's different in the new application guidelines. We need another resolution. Is that possible yet today, or would it have to be next week?
Send it to me right quick and I'll print it and do it. Okay.
And I think it's a maybe, but it's on the list, but it's not in the document list that they provided, and that's what and I thought about it when I was standing up there talking, that typically in the past, that's been a business owner, like their letter documents that they're taking care of operation maintenance, because obviously it's not your responsibility, but it's listed on the list as a resolution, but not in the documents. So let me do a little bit more hunting
Okay.
and stay tuned.
Okay.
Here.
And actually, if you would send it to Marcus, then I'll, because we're gonna start here in a couple minutes,
Yes.
then I'll have him print it.
I will give you the high sign and send it your way here in a minute.
Oh, this is for, okay.
Can we pass the resolution by description with?
We probably
Be
could, just to
authorized
be safe.
To sign it.
Not much stuff the project does.
Because they won't meet again until, you won't meet again until next week, so, and that'll be too late for the application to be submitted, so, yeah. Yeah. I think,
That's what I'm trying to avoid.
Yeah, as long as we have the
Right.
wording of the description of what it entails.
a resolution pertaining to,
Operation and maintenance of, yes, operation and maintenance of the, property
property.
covered by the CDBG application. Does that sound?
Mhm.
And that would be
That would be
the responsibility of the applicant.
of that landowner.
Well, it is
The property
the
owner.
property owner, which is why in the past, we've never had to do it, but now I was just reviewing their list and it's listed. So I honestly think it's a mistake on their part. So I might even step out and call CDBG right quick, but I'm also gonna look at one other place before I do that, so I'm.
Okay.
I think we could add it to the agenda and then pass it as if needed. Entitle it that it pertains to operation and maintenance of the property by the property owner.
To be 09.
Mhm.
1825B.
Item.
Resolution pertaining to the operation and maintenance.
But that way we get all the paperwork turned in on our part.
The property owner.
Of the property owner for the CDBG project.
Then they would be sending you copies of would have all the signatures and copies on record anyway.
I don't know what you're gonna have us sign. Sign something.
If she can get it printed, we'll get it signed. If not, then we'll get it where we can get it signed and submitted back.
And we'll be here for
We'll be here for a bit, Deb.
12:30 maybe, 12, at least 12.
Yeah, probably so.
Look through here really quick. Set up my-
We'll get it passed. Yeah, that too. Call this meeting to order, if it all rise to the flag salute.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, moving down to approvals agenda. Give me a little bit of time here. We got a lot. We're gonna have the Central Kansas Mental Health Center doing suicide prevention awareness proclamation. Then into our normal business, we're gonna do a funding request for demo to dirt program through the North Central Regional Planning Commission. We also have quite a bit that involves the North Central Regional Planning. One is a contract for administration for a CBG project. We're going to have 3 resolutions that pertain to that CBDG project in downtown Abilene. One is a blight. The other one is the actual application itself. And then we'll have some corresponding agreements that come after that. They won't require a motion, Some of these agreements would include a statement of assurances, a determination on level of review, disclosure reports, county attestation. And then lastly, we will have an executive session for a brief period of time.
The purchase of the comms.
You're right. How did I miss that?
It's very small.
Oh, I did see it. I'm sorry. And then we're also going to have a consider the purchase of comms coach subscription for 911 dispatch. I believe that entails our entire agenda today.
I move to approve the agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Moving down to consent agenda. The minutes are provided for you in your packet, Commissioners, for September 11th meeting. Expenditures of $191,460.88. SD security wire of $4,104. Utilities of $10,554.86. And credit card payment of $31,199.51.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving down to Commissioner comments, committee reports. Lynn, do you want to start this week off?
On Monday, we will have I guess it's a week from Monday. It's been moved up. The Central Kansas Mental Health Board will be meeting. Then also, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, I'm going to attend an event that General Monty Roan, Fort Riley, for a Gold Star ceremony at Fort Riley. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Ron?
I did spend a little time yesterday in Riley County for the Juvenile Detention Center, and everything's going well. There's a lot of information they passed out that day, so glad being part of that. And they keep us informed what's going on. Something that all of us are affected by is finances. We're all looking for more money, obviously. So, but other than that, things are going good.
Thank you, Ron. I don't have much to report. I had a pretty quiet week, so that's a good thing. Okay. Going down to presentation of petitions and proclamations. You want to come on up, ladies? Or whoever?
Hi, I'm Taylor Hawes from Central Kansas Mental Health Center. Thank you for having us today. Today I'm here to read the Suicide Prevention Awareness Month proclamation. Whereas the suicide rate in Kansas continues to rise, with over 500 Kansas residents dying from suicide annually. And whereas according to Kansas Department of Health and Environment Zero Suicide data, suicide is the second leading cause of death among people ages 25 to 44 in Kansas. And whereas rural and frontier communities experience disproportionately higher rates of mental health conditions, crises, and suicide compared to urban areas. And whereas access to care is a proven protective factor, and connecting individuals to timely, effective support can save lives. Whereas we recognize that the impact of suicide is not limited to individuals and families, but extends throughout schools, workplaces, neighborhoods, and the entire community. And whereas no one is alone, help is available through 988, crisis lines, local mental health providers, and community resources that offer support, healing, and hope. And whereas together we can foster a community of hope and compassion for those affected by suicide.
Thank you. So now, therefore, we, the Board of Commissioners of Dickinson County, Kansas, do hereby proclaim September 2025 as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. I call upon the citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools in Dickinson County to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of suicide, the steps our citizens can take to support each other, and the need to appropriate and accessible services for all Dickinson County residents. With that being said, do you guys have any questions before a motion?
I have a question.
I so move that we adopt the proclamation.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. We have adopted the proclamation, September Suicide Awareness Month.
Do you want to introduce the others that are with you?
Yes, of course.
And also maybe just a little bit about the outreach and involvement that Central Kansas Mental Health has.
Yes.
And we could get a picture of this.
I will let them introduce themselves here real quick.
My name is Gretchen Boyle, Grants and Communications Specialist. And I brought along a bunch of information about the crisis lines that can be connected to. So for Suicide Prevention Month, we're really just promoting that the knowledge of, the crisis lines exist, particularly 988. It's really easy to just call that if you need to support someone else or if you need to talk to someone yourself. You don't have to be in crisis, you can call the line. And we also have some flyers with some general information about Suicide Awareness Month and action steps and signs and symptoms to look for as well.
My name is Julie Clayson. I'm with the CBS department, which is our children's department at Central Kansas Mental Health Center. And I support, Taylor and I work together supporting schools here in Abilene and in Dickinson County. And so, and I would also say with 988, you can text them as well. Some people don't feel comfortable or don't feel like they're in a place where they could speak because of the challenges they're going through personally. And they feel they can do that through text. Our younger population is probably more open to texting people. That's what they feel comfortable with communication. And the state of Kansas recognizes that and made sure that 988 is text availability. So that would also be a piece to kind of note as well. Yeah.
What is the number that they would call or text?
988.
988.
Yep.
I just wanted to.
Yep.
I know. Yep.
People so they know.
Yeah.
Yep, it used to be a 1-800 number, and I think they recognize that it's something that people don't remember.
Yeah.
And so 988, like 911, is an emergency for mental health. So 988 with that mental health piece. And then they can make decisions very quickly to call and locate that person or get other teams there available, like our crisis. We have a mobile crisis team. So they can make decisions that need to happen very quickly through that 988 texting or messaging with the person who's in a mental health challenge.
And with that mobile crisis, we've expanded that a lot in the past year. In the past year, also our crisis team and support providers have worked really hard to go throughout all our counties, but especially Dickinson County, going to the co-ops and things like that, where males just have a disproportionately higher fatality rate with suicide due to the means that are often used with that. And so getting contact with them, information with them, resources with them, to just provide more knowledge to hopefully reduce the stigma around having mental health conversations and accessing the supports that may be needed when someone's experiencing a hardship.
And I think the last thing that I would share is that we are all three trained in mental health first aid for adults and youth. And so, or to us for youth, but all three of us for adults. And so that is something that Gretchen works really hard to find grant funding so that we can offer that to community members, sometimes as low as $5 for the training itself. And what that does is it supports other adults in your community to be able to know, what do I do? How do I recognize a crisis? And what steps do I take? And so it's a very, very good training. We've had a lot of success with it. And our numbers of training have increased in all the counties that we serve.
And I actually completed with another one of our coworkers just on Friday to the Dickinson County Health Department, a mental health first aid training. And it was a great experience. I really enjoyed it. And, Brenda, Weaver, and just all those that participated were amazing participants. And we're working in collaboration with Haley at Abilene Memorial Hospital to try to organize and create a mental health first aid training with them that they've also agreed here ahead of the time to potentially invite community members to join in as well.
And we do receive 911 calls, obviously, and that's in our reports
Yes.
that are specific to suicide, and
Yes.
they have training to help, but like you said, the collaboration to everybody
Yes.
work towards helping. And Glenna would probably want to have a picture if you.
Yes, of course. We know, absolutely. On our way. I'll grab this.
Glenna's the director of
Yes.
What we're gonna do is do share and actually think it up. Appreciate that. No problem.
Sure.
You can step up.
That works.
Let's get to the podium.
I liked it. That was perfect.
Yes, it is.
Run back there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I
We're gonna get
appreciate
one
your
more
time.
later.
Okay, yeah, of course. One more. please.
Thank you.
Yes, apparently.
Can be a part of it. Be here. Perfect. Okay.
Awesome, great. Thank you all so much. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Nice to meet you.
Thank you for your work.
Thank you so much. I know, I like it.
We should have put our hands in and did it.
I like it.
Have a great
Thank
day.
you, ladies.
Appreciate your time.
All right. We'll go ahead and move on down to public comments. If County Administrator Janelle Dockendorf would read the rules real quick.
For the Open Meetings Act, KSA 75-4317 and 75-4318A, as the elected board, the county commission is not allowed to meet or make any decisions without posting the meeting. They are only allowed to act on items on the agenda which they set. During the regular meeting, the county commission may allow for public comments on items not listed on the approved agenda. It is at the discretion of the county commission if they allow comments on the agenda items. If you wish to provide comments, please come forward to the podium and state your name and address. If you are online, raise your hand and we will unmute you. Please state your name and address. Each person may speak for 3 minutes. The allotted time will start after the speaker has given his or her name and address. Public comment shall be addressed to the county commission only and not to the speaker or the audience. Only the county commission will be permitted to ask the speaker questions. The public comment period is not a back and forth discussion with the county commission. You should make your views and input known to them, but it is not a time to ask them questions. You should not expect them to respond to your comments. Comments may express support or agreement with the previous speakers, but in the interest of time, please do not repeat the same information. You may state something to the effect of your name and address and you agree with the previous speaker. It is important to maintain a respectful, non-threatening atmosphere for anyone who would like to speak. Please do not engage in such actions as cheering, booing, clapping, insults, threats, etc.
Thank you. Debbie.
Debbie Ponton, 406 Glen, Manchester. Good morning, gentlemen. I just want to remind us that yesterday was Constitution Day. In September 17th, 1787, our founding fathers signed the Constitution. And it's an incredible document, a document that is unlike any other, a document that has lasted almost 250 years, and a document that will go on living if we treat it well. And so I ask of you commissioners to refamiliarize with what the Constitution actually says and to follow it in the ways that it is laid out in how we should govern. And you will never, ever go wrong. Yesterday was also a great day in the state of Kansas and in Abilene. We had a naturalization ceremony, and we spoke of that earlier, but I wanted to do it during this time. That it was incredible to watch people become American citizens. We have such a great nation that people want to come from all over to be our citizens. And we had several countries that were represented, by people wanting to become, and they grinned from ear to ear after the ceremony. And I talked to several of them who had been legal residents for decades and decided that that was the step they wanted to take. And so I would encourage you, as we have more and more naturalization ceremonies here in Abilene at the Eisenhower Library, that you all attend and represent our county and just welcome our new citizens, because we have an incredible nation and we need to share that with others. I believe the future plans are to be for July and September, each having about 100 attendees each. So again, incredible. And I just want to follow up to, make Dickinson County great again, or to continue to keep it great in the sense of reducing our property taxes, of also reducing our burdensome regulations, and inviting businesses here, which invite people here, which therefore will help us do the things that we want and need for the county. So thank you, sirs. We greatly appreciate your service. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you. Do we have any additional comments? Anybody would like to make a comment today? Don't believe we do. I'm gonna go ahead and move on down to the reports from county officers. We'll start with County Administrator Janelle Dockendorf.
Commissioners, and this speaks to a little bit what Debbie just mentioned, but the appraiser's office is working 293 building permits, and that's through the cities and the county. So that's very exciting news. Those include 40 homes, of which probably 20 of them are out in the county. So we are growing in some ways. So that's very exciting, I think. So, and as mentioned in the study session, the planning and zoning director has a planning and zoning board meeting tonight at 7 p.m. here in the basement meeting room. The paint striping has been completed. That was 100 miles of white and yellow striping. So he worked very hard to get that done, and it looks great. Very appreciative of that. The reminder, free cleanup week is September 29th to October 3rd. The Department of Public Works on the environmental services side will be working on that. And I know that the city of Solomon right now is the only city right now that's saying that they're participating in it. So, you know, you had approved bridge project last year with the L&M construction at 1160 1100 Avenue. And we had thought that that was going to be delayed from everything we're hearing through KDOT. The project will start at the end of October. So we'll be posting more information. We'll be posting signs because that road will need to be closed as well. And then Reese Construction will start bridge construction at 345 Marine Road. And that's one of the 3 that you had approved earlier this year with sales tax monies to replace. So, and that's all I would have unless you have any questions for me.
Ask how long we think the bridge will be out, but I don't know if we'll have an answer to that, do we?
I believe it was 121 days.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but we'll get everything confirmed. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a big bridge. Doesn't look like it, but it's a big bridge.
Okay. Commissioners? Moving on to County Councilor Doug Thompson. Do you have a report today?
Just a couple of short things here. In regards to the recovery team, we, as you know, we're involved with Junction City and with Abilene. And yesterday we were a 2-day program. We were in Salina, and the programs were absolutely excellent, and the people involved were sharing the information was very, very good, and it was a situation where if people had a tough time, they here's what I worked through, here's how I'm in the process of working through, and because of the drugs and things that they have brought into their body and into their situations, why it's been very tough for them. But there was a tremendous group of team that was there learning and trying to be very successful to help these individuals. And I was a part of that, so I enjoyed being part of that because of the tremendous effort put in by all of those team members. All I've got. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Okay. Moving down, no notices or communications today, but we do have quite a bit of other business, so let's get started on that. First on the agenda today is the funding request for Demo to Dirt program through the North Central Regional Planning Commission. It's a $500 application fee, which could give us, I believe, 5 $4,000 demolitions in the county.
And I can
Yeah, why don't you come up?
that.
Yeah.
I can speak more to that than I was thinking that I could, and I did message Keegan too. So I'm just going to read first what she replied.
Okay.
The program will be on a first come, first served basis for the county. The demolition will need to be inside city limits of a community in the county. The dollars go into a pool of funds that are part of an award that the NCRPC received from the Patterson Family Foundation. What the $500 allows is for 5 full $4,000 grants for demolition. So basically her request was cut back a little bit. So she's trying to backfill that just a little bit so that she can do the same level of award to everyone and still do 5 in each county. So we will manage the applications. The application will come into our office, going through the housing department, and then once approved, they'll have 90 days to complete the demolition. And then they'll pay the contractor for the work. And then with that proof of payment, final invoice, et cetera, then we issue a reimbursement directly to the landowner. And at the present time, she's not planning on a match for any of those dollars. So it's similar to what we've been doing the last 4 years in the other counties that are in the Dane Hansen service area that we are affiliated with. So this is nice for us and for all of you because it allows us to work in all 12 of our counties because it's from Patterson rather than from Dane Hansen.
Is there any stipulation to the home's condition? Does it have to be not lived in, or is it just up to the property owner?
Now that is a specific question. I can see if she's.
That's okay if you don't have an answer
Yeah,
right now.
I mean,
but
it's, typically what we see are dilapidated, obviously dilapidated structures that have been beyond repair, so to speak. So.
Demoed down.
Yeah,
Okay.
time for demo.
I think it's a great program. At $500 to get 20,000 worth of demolition and
Good
help
leverage.
somebody out.
So obviously, if it takes 6,000 to do the demo, then that particular city would have to come up with the other amount, but so 4,000 is your max.
Right, and I would say it wouldn't have to be from a public source, and typically what we would see is that it's enough of an incentive or a carrot to the property owner that typically they would fill the gap if there's additional that does run it over that amount. So trying to incentivize, them to do it, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, but it could be, the cities could, but it's typically probably going to be the property owner that's.
Okay. Yeah. I think it could help some communities that have some dilapidated homes that they don't know what to do with. So I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to approve for the application of $500 North Central Regional for the Demo to Dirt pilot program.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any discussion? Motion carries.
And Deb, will you just send us an invoice on that?
Keegan will be in touch.
Okay, sounds good.
Thank you. Let's go down to consider purchase of comms coach by GovWorks. We heard from Amber this morning that this is a training software that will help train her staff and dispatch. Currently, we are 4 members down in dispatch, correct?
Yeah, 4 full-time. What's your question?
In other words, we need to refill our positions.
Yes, we need to. We have 4 full-time dispatchers. Yes.
So, and we need to refill or get those positions filled and train them up, and this will help her do that.
Yes.
While we're wanting to. That's why Amber would like to purchase this software.
I will say that we are filling in with PRNs, so we're staffed that way.
Yeah, I didn't want to make it sound that way.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'll make a motion to accept the and purchase of the comms coach system for the county.
Any more discussion?
I'll second that also.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. You need me to sign that or?
There's, I think, a page on there, but we'll get it signed.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have 4 motions here, and then we'll get to the back here, actually more than that. But let's start with the first one. So North Central Regional Planning Commission contract for administration of the CBGD project on 109 to 113 Northwest 3rd, Abilene, Kansas. Once again, this is an administrative contract. Deb explained that in our study session. That I believe it makes us the administrating entity of the funds, correct? Yes. I would entertain a motion to approve that contract.
I'll make a motion to accept that contract.
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Moving down, we have resolution 091825, resolution to apply for the CDBG project at 109-113 Northwest 3rd, Abilene, Kansas. This is concerning the same project, so I don't know if I'm going to keep repeating it. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion for that.
I'll second and had a comment too.
Go ahead.
So just clarification, that this does involve, Deb, I think you mentioned this is the portion that does have a match amount from the applicant. So just, so
And
so they also are involved and have something in this project.
Correct, and there will be a letter that goes in from them documenting that they have the matching funds available for the project. So it's another supporting piece of documentation. And since I'm here now, I will tell you that CDBG texted me back and we do not need that other resolution.
Okay.
So we're all good.
Perfect.
Oh, the operation. Okay.
And I think you have the copy of the contract, so it shows the amount that the
Yes, the amount that
applicant would put up.
the applicant is going to dedicate $76,031 in cash towards the project. Substantial amount of cash.
We still need to vote on it, I guess.
We do. Has it been moved? I think it's.
Yes.
Yes.
I
All those in favor?
motion and I gave the second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Aye, sorry. Moving down to resolution 091825A. This is a blight declaration for the project. Essentially, this is us declaring that the property is in blight because of a environmental code not being up to code, correct? Is that the right way to say it?
I would move that we adopt resolution 091825A.
I'll second that. Any more discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. We got one more motion here. The next is the anti-displacement plan for CDBG project at 109 to 113. Can you run back over that one more time? Sorry.
I feel like I should just stay up there.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Deb.
No, it's all right. Yes, basically HUD dollars, CDBG dollars flow through HUD, Housing and Urban Development. So their goal is not to eliminate or minimize housing, especially to those who may be low income. And so they just require everyone who's receiving an award from them to state that they understand you can't demolish livable housing with their grant funds, which of course we're rehabbing a building downtown. So we're not anywhere near any of that. And that's basically what that says. They can understand that. And if you were to do that, you'd have to replace those units. So you're putting in place a plan that says you understand that with those HUD dollars, you're restricted, you can't do this, or if you did, you would replace them.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, and required with every application, regardless of the nature for CDBG, so.
Any questions, commissioners?
I'll make a motion to accept the anti-displacement plan for the CDBG grant project on 109, 113 West.
So moved.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. I will go ahead and read these out. We do not need a motion for the rest of these. I have, and I will sign them, Deb, as soon as we get done. One of them is the statement of assurances for the CDBG project. The next is determination of level of review for the project. The next is disclosure report for the project and the county attestation for the project. All of these, just to note, and Commissioner Peterson noted this in study session, but the CDBG staff is the one that's going to review this. Our admin is not going to be the ones administrating this. I know we're administrating, sorry, I'm saying that wrong, reviewing it.
We'll be reviewing, right?
So with that, we do not need a motion to approve those. Next order of business is I move that we recess to executive session under the following exceptions to the Kansas Open Meetings Act. That exception being personal exception and personnel matters of non-elected personnel. The executive session is to include County Administrator Janelle Dockendorf, Assistant County Administrator Marcus Rothschild, the Commission, and Doug Thompson, County Counselor. I move that we recess for that at 11:32.
Could we make it
I'm sorry.
11:35, just because I'll give you time to sign all the documents and then Deb can be on her way?
Absolutely. We'll do 11:35 for a period of 20 minutes. We will resume session at 11:55. It has been moved. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Those in favor say aye. Oh, no, it's aye. 11:35, we will break.
Deb, you can stay in here.
Hey, Deb.
I think.
We already done. Already.
Yeah,
everything, make sure I got it.
Oh, I did, I thought you still needed to sign a little bit more. Okay.
We've got everything in here. Let me just get this off. I'm just,
Yeah, well, and she talked about getting us that other document too, so I just didn't know.
Yeah,
But anyway, since we've got it all,
I don't know if you heard her. She said we don't.
we don't need that, sure. It's quite an area. I mean, you know, we think 12 counties,
It's a lot of driving.
but I mean, think of what we are from north to south border, and then you,
Especially when you start driving north.
oh yeah, all the way to Nebraska and then west.
Yep, that's a long drive, I tell you.
Well, we went there for the meeting, man. Pretty nice little town. I wouldn't say little, back down.
Beloit?
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
beautiful church.
You know,
It's almost like a cathedral. It's huge.
Yeah, now it used to be,
Thank you.
I don't know if it was we were smaller, they were bigger, and not as many classes, but we played Beloit for a while. Abilene did. In basketball. I remember one time they had a tournament up there, and we were bigger than they were, but Beloit always had, they always had tall kids and big kids, it seemed like. They're very competitive.
And then interesting how certain communities are noted for certain things.
Yeah.
Well,
As you guys traveled around.
you remember it. Yeah. And I'm sure some years,
And
some years,
Tell you
all
all,
teams are really flush with lots of players and
Smith
what's
Center
all it fits in.
in my 2A.
Oh,
Smith Center at
Solomon played
Smith Center
Smith Center.
wow.
and Volpe. And we went to sub twice and got beat by Volpe. And then they went and got just, oh man. It was like, well,
That's kind of
you
like.
know how that would have went down.
Annandale right now, and they're just, I mean, they're winning by 100 points.
They're just about, yeah.
We went out there and played them and so 2 years before that. And that was the hardest game I think I've ever played it.
Well, I think
So
though,
those boys
Denton's,
hit hard.
I think K-State had either 2 or 3 at one time from Smith Center, and maybe there was a little gap.
Yeah, I think you're
I
right.
don't remember all the, I mean,
Yeah.
Rick Sparta was one of them, but then there,
12-year winning streak.
Something like that. I read the book.
it was in Sports Illustrated, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Something about it.
They have a book out. And I
That was who we had to beat.
Yeah, it was something else.
the center was always,
Yeah.
And then they put him in the other side of the bracket. And so we're like, well, we don't want
You're
that.
playing for like.
Everyone's playing for sub. And we're all like, if we could just win some state, we could say we did something. Never got it done regional, no, we did got done.
I was just hoping that Coach Barta would retire someday. Maybe.
Yeah.
We used to have, of course, this was Salina High School, but Wyandotte would always have great basketball teams. And I think they had 1 or 2 guys make it to the pros that were out of Wyandotte. And McPherson always.
Yeah, McPherson always had good ball player, basketball.
Oh, my goodness.
We had a guy move from McPherson.
Second it.
okay.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. There's no further action needed after our executive meeting today. With that, that concludes our session today. I would motion to adjourn.
Second that.
We are adjourned. Thank you.